Oh yeah, let's go. We're spellcasting, baby. We're spellcasting tonight. We got hydration ready, Robin and I. Let's go. Wombo combo. Let's go. So, we are almost gonna have a big reveal of the new, the martial weapons styles overhaul combined with maneuvers and techniques overhaul. So stay tuned for that. That's the first time I've announced that right there, right? So that's coming, but I don't want to show you guys until I can truly show you guys the big picture. So one announcement, a little bit of this, is that in the process of developing spells, we've been developing maneuvers and techniques, and or possibly the combination of them. That's going to be a little bit of a sneak peek. Basically, cantrips and spells worked very synergistically. It was a cool evolution. We call it within the team, we call it Digimon spellcasting, where you have a cantrip and you can pump extra action points or stamina into it, and it becomes bigger and cooler, right? The sneak peek into what we are doing is we are giving that same treatment to maneuvers and techniques. Instead of maneuvers being this separated side thing that is only maneuvers, and there's like all these lists of all these different ones, and then there's techniques that has a whole nother list with all these different ones, we are merging them together. So there will be maneuvers, right? And maneuvers, something like a good example is like taunt and heroic taunt. Taunt is a maneuver, heroic taunt is parry is a good example. Parry is a maneuver, heroic parry is a technique. It's real weird if your character knows one but not the other, especially if you know heroic parry but you don't know parry. That's weird, right? So I think it's going to be a very, very good, I was hesitant at first, but I think it's going to be a very, very good change, so that maneuvers are now what they're called. You have maneuvers and spells. Marshals have maneuvers, and spellcasters have spells. Oh my gosh, so cool. So that's one little sneak peek. One little sneak peek there. All right. Parry the platypus. So that is one separate section of what's going to go on. But then with that comes some other rippling changes for marshals, so that they're all... one really cool thing with us working on spells is like marshals and spellcasters are like really feeling great right now in our current version of .10. But I haven't been able to talk to you guys about any of that. So there's a little teaser in what's going on. Why is my butt wet? I know it's a weird thing. Oh, my son spilt water and it hasn't dried yet. So that's what happens when a 2-year-old sits in the captain's chair. Oh man. Anyway, speaking of wet, hydration check. What? Oh, what? We have some super chats. Whoa. Oh, Zagard. Let's go, Zagard. As we walk through the horde of undead Saint Camember bears and Bumby combine powers to crush them with holy boulder magic. However, it turns out that Kathahunse Unst has not summoned regular undead, but troll leaders who are immune to fire and acid as well. Trolls that are immune to fire and acid. The story continues. One episode per live stream. Thank you, Zagard. And Kyle, hey coach, please sneak peek next month's magazine. Next month's magazine? Should we? It's almost like I have a copy of it right here. That's cool. We'll do this. Let me change this. You mean this? Oh, Trouble on the Tradeway. It's an adventure. It's a DC20 adventure, one-shot situation. Some cool stuff in there. Some cool stuff. It's a branching one-shot. You are... it's a DC20 Magazine Volume 13. You'll get it the first of next month, and all patrons get it, all levels. Super cool. Oregon Trail vibes. You have a merchant, a traveling merchant, who has hired a band of guards and an adventuring party to escort a very important caravan across, and you get to a bridge. but the bridge is has issues, has troubles, and there's a path that this guard is pointing to divert towards, and your party has a choice to cross the bridge or to go take the outskirts through a cave and go out and about and around. So it's an adventure with a branching path and also showcasing the DC20, which I believe is an innovative type of magazine design. I will maybe showcase that next week and show that what it looks like and how you can see how we're going to be doing adventures and how I think it's going to be a game changer, right? So heck yeah. And then random question, while our DC20s where are DC20's mount rules? Mount rules are going to be coming in probably .10, but basically the mount rules are if you try to grapple a creature, you can grapple a creature one size larger than you at disadvantage, and if it's two sizes larger than you, you cannot grapple it, but you can mount it, and then you've grabbed onto it, and now it can move around with you on it. That's essentially the mount rules at the most base level, but heck yeah. Matt Yunker says DC20 has changed my life. Damn, dude. Thanks for that, right? Thanks for that. And thanks for the hydration check. Jeff Chambers. Thanks for the memberships, brother. Got 10 of them coming to you. Let's go. Let's go. All right, cool. So that is, we are up to date. Oh, yeah. Cameron Bradford, combo techniques. Oh, yeah. Just wait. Fred says, oh, yeah, let's go. Keep hydrating. Thanks. And then Liam got you with the wombo. And now we're back. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys a little something. Oh, Zagard. Also in my second play group for session 3, I had nothing prepped. So each of the 5 players met different underworld contacts in separate Discord calls. They had to regroup after the share info and decide their next move. That's super cool. What a cool on the fly judgment call you made there. Nice, dude. Nice. And then will you be able to die of dysentery in the adventure? Who knows? You'll have to find out. All right. So, the YouTuber one shot. The YouTuber one shot was supposed to go out yesterday. But I'm having some troubles getting it from my receiving it from my video editor. I don't have this. Oh, I literally showed you guys. This is okay. I'm still sharing the screen. This is it, right? Like this is, and I'm supposed to have, but then this status here is, I don't know what's going on with this status, rename, copy. Who knows? So yeah, I don't know. It was supposed to be now, but I've had some issues getting that. So let's go. Coach and technology. Tell me about it. So yeah, I still have no idea. So I am going to mark that right here and try and get to the bottom of it. But still, it's ready. But my video editor sent it to me. But turn it on and off again. Maybe I'll do that with my computer. Maybe I'll turn that on and off with my computer and see what's going on. Alt F4. I feel like y'all are trolling me now. I don't know. I don't want to press any weird buttons. All right. So anyway, let's go. Spell categories. Let's see. Let me move some stuff around. Don't need. Okay, I can use that. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, cool. And then I have spells. All right. So here is the spells. Now, this is the original. When we first started DC20, this is version 1. This is back in DC20 0.3, an unreleased version of DC20 0.2, maybe even, right? So how this works? Here, let me again, because I'm gonna be. What the heck? Why is that doing that? That's weird. All right. So anyway, this is, I'm going to give you all a little a crash course here in what I'm going to show you guys. And this also is a little bit of insight into what I do during the patron live streams. Every Wednesday, every week on Patreon, I do live streams where I build out the spells for DC20. Sneak peeks come out. We develop the game live during the live stream. It's available to all patrons. And this is going to be a little insight into that. And this is something we've been doing for months now, since the release of 0.9.5 and even a little bit before then, right? So heck yeah. Also, I'm going to do this, and this live stream tonight isn't going to be as much of a Q&A since I'm showcasing something I've never showcased before, spells and kind of the design process behind that, right? And then if we get to the end of it and I reach a spot where I'm like, okay, cool, I've seen that, I might throw open some questions, but we'll save next week for another Q&A round. But here is something crazy. This thing I'm showing you has 400 plus spells. These are all the spells in Dungeons and Dragons organized and sorted into categories. We have dark spells, we have detect spells, we have disguise spells, we have dominating spells, earth spells, enfeebling. You get the idea. Every single spell in the game organized and categorized radiant energy spells across every single category you could think of. And then we did it again. But I combined them, and I combined them into some better like enchantment spells. I combined some dominate and some charm, and like condensed them down into better, well organized categories. And now we have this many categories, which have more spells in them, but still a lot of categories. As you can tell, it's a lot. And then now we have the big picture, and this is the spot. I'll stay here for a second. Let me move myself over here. This is a good spot to show what's going on. All right. So oh, wait, am I on the, oh, there we go. This is a good spot to show what's going on. These are every single category of spell in DC20. Now, category of spell is not a game term. There are spell lists and there are spell tags, right? And there are spell schools, right? All of those are game mechanics. Yes. But these are spell categories, which is more from a design standpoint. When designing spells, I have taken all fire spells and like put them into one bucket so that when we make fire spells, they're all right there. When we make life draining spells, they're all right there. You know what I'm saying? Right? So this is the design process here now, that we've taken all Dungeons and Dragons spells and some Pathfinder things as well, and just taken the current design space, curated that to get a good feel of like what people are used to, just like classes, what classes people are used to. But by no means, I gotta go full screen for this. Hold up. Where's my, there we go. By no means is this going to be a copy paste of Dungeons and Dragons situation. In the same way we've done with classes. So we have a barbarian, we have a ranger that's now hunter. We have classes, bard, that are the same name or fantasy niche as Dungeons and Dragons. But if you put a DC20 bard next to a Dungeons and Dragons bard, not the same. And I would love to have like an actual throwdown of like the mechanics and the feel of why like I feel that the DC20 classes are better, more flavor, better suited for subclasses, more balanced, etc. But that vibe, that feel is the goal, the fantasy, the class fantasy, right? So with spells, yes, there's going to be fire spells and things like that. And in the process of curating through all these D&D spells, there are so many spells that I'm just like, no. Absolutely not. And there's spells that don't even exist. So that's just the foundational starting point, right? So I don't want people to be like, oh, it's just the same thing. And we've already proven ourselves with we've already proven ourselves with classes and subclasses where, yes, I think Elemental Barbarian, there is one of those in D&D, but we have our own and they are wildly different, right? So there's that, right? And then let me get caught up on, we got super chats. What's going on? Oh, wait, Zagard. Okay, oh yeah, I got that one. And then Damon Evans, what is the general feedback for AP sustain costs? I have found it to be a lot more punishing than I expected. I wonder if throwing a caster check, if you pass, no AP sustain. If you fail, pay the AP. So one, my 2 cents on that mechanic is it slows down the game and it adds another check every single time on top of it, adds more crunch, adds more slowdown. So I'd worry about that, right? My feedback from my table has felt great. I love it. I love it on the enemy side. I love it on the player side. But keep in mind, and this is always what I say with spells, everyone in the world except me and my players, and I guess my own devs, all the play testing going on with the spells right now. You guys are using spells, which is the most out-of-date thing in all of DC20. The spells haven't been changed since 0.4, the first release version of the game. Just keep that in mind. Those spells are ancient as far as the game's concerned. Many things need to be improved for that, which is why I think .10 is going to be maybe it is the final big update. Everything else will be like smooth sailing from there. These spells needs a lot of love. But all the spells right now were made with concentration like Dungeons and Dragons in mind. So yes, they're not going to feel as good when you do sustain. They're not going to, trust me. But when we make spells with sustain in mind, then save your feedback, save your evaluation for then. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense, Damon. Kyle, Sick Magazine, let's go. DC20 is my favorite, and challenges for exploration. Yes, players love it. 19 sessions so far. Can't wait to upload. Editing taking too long. I know the feeling there, brother, especially what I just showed with my own editing. So yeah. And then Bardic Aggravation, there's the 50 gifted memberships. Thank you, Brandon. Bardic Aggravation crew, let's go. And then love all the innovation of the combat coach. Can't wait to see what you team innovate the other pillars of the game. I'm 100% certain DC20 will be the best TTRPG on the market. Oh my gosh, Red Panda, thank you, dude. Thank you. If you saw I just uploaded yesterday, the session 25, I believe, of my home game, and we were doing downtime. There's downtime actions. We're doing some stuff, and people can be seeing some of the other pillars. Downtime being one of them, which is technically exploration / social / big picture overview of everything. Love the other pillars of the game. Love some of the stuff we have set up for that. So yes. General Mineral. Whoa, blast from the blast, paying at 2 times speed, late fee. See you all in a few minutes when I catch up. DC20, let's go. General Mineral. I see you, dude. I see you, bro. Well, good to see a familiar face. All right, cool. So now we're back to spells. So hydration check. Okay. Now, here's set the stage, and then I'll get caught back up in the super chats. What you're looking at, if you're familiar with the subclasses that we saw before, and like I showed the progression of like the blue, and then you went to gold, and then purple, and then green, and it's the same color process here, and we're starting at the same color process. Blue means that I have gone in, and I'll show you what this looks like here in a second. I have gone in, I've taken all the spell categories, I've gone through every single spell, curated them. This is the thing we do in the Patreon live streams. Gone through every fire spell, gutted them all, put them all out there across all the different categories, and laid out the default design space currently, if you're familiar with Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons, right? Boom, there's that. That's what blue is. Brainstorm outline. Then gold, which is what I'm going to kind of showcase tonight right now for the first time, and I'm doing it again tomorrow with patrons. Gold is the outline, the design space for those spells, not just what it currently exists, but what's possible. Throwing spaghetti at the wall, looking for gaps in the wall where there's not spaghetti to throw more spaghetti at it, right? That's the goal of yellow. And then purple is y'all's favorite part, actually making the spells. Which spells make it through the cut, which spells are going in the core rules, which spells are going to move in the future, which spells get cut entirely, all that kind of stuff, right? And then green is done. Those spells are done, which that will be crazy to see a green one. That's very exciting, right? So there's that. And cool. So, and then Mantic, can you pump mana into sustain spells after casting? No, sustain spells upon cast, you pump the mana into it, you do whatever you want, and then you sustain that. And you keep sustaining it, right? Currently, there's not any sustain spells where you have another window to spend mana later. There's big problems that could get into, so that's why that's a no as far as balance reasons are concerned, but hopefully that answered your question. And then Liam, when the DC20 setting comes out, will we have spells named after NPCs? Yes. There absolutely Absolutely. There's some stuff unlocked in the Kickstarter. That's going to be some things about very key NPCs. So yeah, we'll absolutely have some badass characters for sure. And then Damon, how about letting combo casting casters move the sustain AP cost between them? That's interesting. We have not yet talked about that. I'm going to make a note of that right now. Sustain AP can be shared by one of the two combo casters if they cast it together. That's sick as hell. I love that, Damon. Yeah, that's exactly the type of stuff that DC20 is like a hell yeah, right? So now back to this idea: 4 sustained durations, 1 combat, 1 hour, 1 day. What? 4 sustained durations, 1 combat, 1 hour, 1 day. Oh, a sustained duration, like it lasts for, you do it and it lasts until, yeah. But then that loses the action. Like we need the action point economy for that, which is something I will showcase. All of the stuff about sustain right now, I would say pause any of the concerns about sustain until you see a sustain spell. Technically, no one has ever seen a sustain spell in DC20. Just keep that in mind. And then Rex Room, I love the spaghetti analogy, implying that the wall must be fully covered in spaghetti. Yes, yeah. Trust me, I apologize for this, but then I don't apologize for this. I have taken the long road in designing DC20. Could I have already cranked out, slapped out, printed out DC20 by now? Absolutely, especially with the team that we have now. We absolutely could have cranked this out and then just like money machine started the next one and do this and do this and do that. I have taken the long road and the less lucrative road of fully being like, all right, fire spells and filling up a wall with spaghetti, wasting half of the wall that I don't even use of spaghetti, wiping it off, throwing it away. But I'm telling you, there's so many gems we have found from doing it this way. So there's that, right? Drat coaches me wanting spaghetti now. Ooh, we had meatballs tonight. Maybe that's why I'm... So there we go. All right, cool. So now, this is where we can start. And down here, you can see all these different things. Let me show you, like... animate, summon, life drain. What kind of spells do I want to weather, right? So we have weather spells that we kind of have like organized in a little blip here. That's not a very good example. Gravity is a good one. So there's magnify gravity, and like these are the different spells. So this would be one spell, this would be one spell, this would be one spell. We're just organizing it into different sections here. Enchantment is a big one. Lots of stuff all over the place with enchantment, trying to move around, sleep spells and other things like that, right? But we are going to go to fire. And then Jekyll Geek, do you plan on updating ancestries? I can't wait for the other ones to show up in a world builder for them. Haha. Funny you say this. I just finished my pass on it today, but not this coming DC20 magazine, but the next one. So this is what? Oh God. So January, February, March, April, May, June. Right now it's June. July is the adventure. The August DC20 magazine will be releasing the Gremlin, will be releasing the Goblin, will be releasing the Terraborn. So those extra, those, and the Shadowborn's already released. So then that will have all of the ancestries released. Those will come out, but then there will be another pass on ancestries as a whole in .11. So that's coming for .11. So there you go. Bye. Heck yes. We had some cool things, updates with Gremlin as well, so just wait for that. Will there be a way to merge spells with maneuvers or techniques or combo and attack between PCs, like a wizard shocking barbarian, to make sure Zack swings them? Yes. We are absolutely looking for combo stuff like that, Zagard. Yes, absolutely. Combos are going to be a thing for sure. And then Simon, I think speak for us all. Say thank you for not rushing DC20. Thank you for that. I genuinely feel bad, but I know it's what's best for the game, and I have to do that, right? So I feel bad for it taking longer. I do. And I understand there's probably frustrations, and there's plenty of people that have like, and they've done something else, and I get that. Hopefully they'll give it another shot when they come back around and be like, oh, shoot, it's done. Oh, man, this is... Right? All right. So here's fire, right? This is all of the, let me kind of get y'all so we can be on the same page here. Well, I don't know, that's too much. Okay, so this is all the little purple lines are different fire spells in D&D, which also, side note, another problem is here's all the fire spells in Dungeons and Dragons. Here's the poison spells. Poison spray, cloud kill, stinking cloud, and then I stretched it to get these ones for contagion, which aren't technically poison damage spells. They're like different, like adjacent poison things. That's strange, right? Here's acid. Sad, very sad. So anyway, don't worry, we got it. I need DC20 when it's ready. Well said, Zagard. Well said. Who summoned me? Okay, so here's now what's going on. Is we have all of these purple spells, and this is the big picture of design. Although I don't know if there's a way to do this in Notion. I wish I could turn these every time where there's this purple. I wish I could turn it to blue or something or some other color, because I want purple to be. Purple's usually me, and this is not me, so that bothers me. But you know, oh well. We'll figure out a different color. But I do genuinely appreciate your Rex Room super chat. Appreciate it. I do genuinely appreciate your slow game building pace. The idea of a wall must be covered by spaghetti really gets me. You got to cover the entire wall. It's not just throw spaghetti at a wall and see what sticks. It's cover the wall with spaghetti. Honestly, hold up. I need to write that down for my speech at Gen Con. Spaghetti at a wall. Don't just throw it at the wall. Cover the wall in spaghetti. That's funny. There we go. Color really is the best purple. Exactly. Right. Got you. All right. So now, here's where we're going now. Now we are going to, and this is also how I do it in the patron streams. So hold off here for me. If you guys have next level ideas about cool fire spell ideas you have, hold on to them for a second. I'm gonna come back around. I know that it's already 9 o'clock, and we've had a lot of sneak peeks, honestly. So I am going to do my thing without looking at you guys, right? I'm gonna just brainstorm here, and I'm doing this like genuinely first time. Like I'm wanting this to be when I do this behind the scenes game development, I want you guys to kind of see, like, get in my head, see what's kind of how the whole thing works, and see DC20 be developed literally in front of your eyes, right? So I'm going to do that for a little bit, and then I'm going to throw it back over to you guys. And if you have some cool ideas for fire spells, throw them me. And this is cover the wall in spaghetti. And I'll give a disclaimer there in a second once I do that. And so I'm going to pause the super chats for a second, but hold up, Zigard. You could always use speedrunner colors. Red is slow, green is average, yellow is best golden time. Speedrunner. Oh, there you go. Red, green, like a stoplight. Combo of spaghetti and love on long dev times. Perfect time for let him cook. T and Tori, well said. Well said. Let me cook. Let us cook. Let me and the team cook some spaghetti. We'll cook some spaghetti. You take the time and the patience, and the noodles. Let the noodles cook. Let the sauce simmer. We gotta add it together. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah. Anyway, wow, Mario. So I'm going to pause reading any sort of super chats right now, any sort of chat. I'm going to pause the chat on purpose. I'm going to act like I'm alone in my room, although I am alone in my room, but y'all are anyway. So here we go. This is, wait, what's over here? There we go. All right, cool. So I'm going to start it off. All right. So this is single target fire spells, where there's just single target fire and I'm shooting fire at a target. The fancy version of that is going to be multiple. Another thing, which is a little bit of a side note here, is every damage type will have a unique cool thing that damage type is like a signature move. So for fire, it's going to be the Scorching Ray vibes of like slinging multiple bolts of fire, right? Whereas lightning is going to be a chain lightning that bounces into other targets. You get the idea, right? So there's going to be the multiple bolts. We already got that taken care of. Cool. We have a fireball, which is a splash, a line, all sorts of things for this like cone of fire. But being able to do multiple of them, like there's like different spots and pockets, I think is a cool way to do it too. Although is that actually, I'm going to make a little note over here. Multiple AoE pockets. Is that global or just one damage type, right? That's just a question I'm asking for myself. Oh, I typed that right here. I had the little question. I'll put this down here so you can see it. So there's that. And then, okay, zone of fire. Orbs of fire that you move around the battlefield. Walls of fire. A section of fire that can grow and to be more. That's kind of a little bit of a thing here. So what I'm going to do here is a cantrip bonfire. I'm going to call this, I'm going to move this. Oh my God, I hate when this happens. I'm going to move this down to, I'm going to call this wild fire, and it's going to be starts small and spreads to surrounding spaces each turn. That's cool, like a literal wildfire spell. So I'm going to turn this, I'm going to put that as like orange or something, because like, yeah, okay. So that's a new spell potentially. And then, so there's that. Big moves, entire zone, a big zone of fire, all that stuff. Cool. Weapon buffs, that's a whole separate section. Weapon buffs are going to be a whole, if you see it way over there, there's a whole section for like smite and summon weapons and all that kind of stuff. So this might be a big old pause right here. And then buffs, having some sort of light, cold resist, fire resist, eruption, like a fire shield that erupts, which I don't have here. So I am going to add here new fire shield, right? And the fire shield would have kickback damage, cold resist / fire, right? Cool. And then eruption, kickback, immune, aura, fire damage, aura, auto damage, right? Starting in there. So that would be a fire shield. Self at first, I would say first self, then expands to others, then expands to range, right? Y'all seeing this? Okay, cool. So fire shield would be another, okay, new spell, cool. Fire shield, cool, there's that. And then I think is a cool one, and this might be a little bit of my World of Warcraft background showing, but like a flame cage. I'm picturing like Flame Wreath from oh my God, Karazhan. So that would probably be, that would be a zone. So this would be a flame cage. Flame cage, that would be a area. Creatures are trapped within, right? But the difference is move out of the area and it erupts. That's kind of cool. And then, yeah, okay, cool. So flame cage, boom, boom. But then I think here, hold up, I'm going to add in some extra lines here, add below. So I'm going to copy my own flame cage here. I'm going to call this, for the sake of my own background, flame wreath, right? Cool. And then flame cage is actually going to be, fire prison. Burns things inside every round, restrained, etc. Yeah, interesting. Cool. And then we have a Hellish Rebuke. This is the kickback damage. I don't know about Mel's Meteor. This is the type of... Oh, actually, I could talk about this. I'll talk about this after I do my brainstorm about the trash can spells here. If you like a Chardalon Stride and Investure Flame, I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous. I'll explain why in a minute. But I think another thing is like a Fire Trail. I'd say this is like a buff. This is like a miscellaneous situation to me. So trail. No, I'm not gonna be fancy. Fire Trail, right? Fire trail is going to be debuff on target, deals burning damage, and then leaves a trail of fire behind them as they move. Okay, cool. And then, all right, cool. And then that's going to be aligned into AoE. Another cool AoE I want to do like a fire line attack into a sphere explosion. I don't know if that's going to be fire, right? So I'm going to put this as like a, crazy yellow color or something like that. And then where's my fire trail? There we go. I'm just going to do this. There we go. But like you shoot fire and then the first target it hits, it explodes, right? So, well, I guess that wouldn't be what I'm looking for. It would be like a line and then it explodes on a spot. So it hits everything in the line and the explosion. But so then I'm going to continue brainstorming that. It'd be, line into an X pattern explosion, right? And then there's another thing I just thought of. Shoot in a straight line and it explodes on target. So you can't like lob it. It's like a I think that's really interesting. So I'm just gonna put all of these as like yellow because those are just ideas which may or may not land in fire, right? First one self. So what's this here for? Oh, I added stuff there. There we go. And then fire trail. I already talked about flame cage. What's another idea? Oh, this fireball, this flaming sphere conjuration situation made me think of something else. It'd be like fire critters, right? Summon fire imps / bomb creatures, run around and explode on enemies. Pseudo summon spell, right? Okay, cool. So there's fire critters, there's that, and there's just a good example. It's already and it's already 9:15 now. So I'm gonna throw it to you guys now. So not set critters on fire, you summon creatures already on fire. So yeah, what do y'all think? Hit me with some ideas. Do at the dungeon coach and then say an idea and I'll be able to see it better. I think Comp says fire aura that heals allies, harms enemies, causes multiple targets, flame idea. Oh, that was another thing I have in Radiant. Over here in Radiant, I have Divine Fire and Radiant. So I'm going to put this also in Fire over here inside of Concepts. We're going to also have here Cleansing Flames, right? Heals allies, hurts enemies, right? Heals plant life, revive, Phoenix, right? So there's some really cool things there, but I'll mark that there too. So we're synced up there. Comp, and then Pillars of Flame in a line and on every other space. Yeah, it's going to be similar to some sort of flame strike. I don't know if I like the delineation of having it to be every other space, but like choosing places where you throw down, you know what I'm saying? Heat stroke, is there a spell that melts stuff yet? So like melting earth into stone. Yeah, melting. There's heat metal right here. So we could do this and we could say melt lots of stuff. Just melt different types of things. Dash in a line and fire would fire and explode. Same as Guild War 2 fire elemental burning speed spell. Boom. Interesting. So like fire teleport. So this would be like fire teleport. Opposite of thunder step. D&D. Dash in a line and then explode on contact. Inspiring flames, upcast more than one person. Fire shackle could tether two creatures to an object. Fire Shackle is kind of cool, like with Fire Cage. Fire Shackle creatures to other creatures or objects. That's cool. Evaporate water, idea, caustic, or through power, cruel wordplay. You cause yourself with acid and psychic damage. Well, that would be in the different category. Fire armor that burns. Yep, we got the fire shield with kickback damage. Something that doesn't deal with fire damage but makes something flammable. That's actually a fire spell passive. Fire tornado. Oh yeah, fire tornado. Super cool thought there. Fire tornado. That's wild. I'm just gonna put that down here in the concept because that's just kind of absolutely wild. Area to ring once crossed. Volcano. Mega version of fire. You can summon a volcano. Oh my gosh. Summon a volcano. Summon volcano. That's wild too. Combustion. An animal explode into flames. Flame message. Fire quill. Your target writes out the message. That's actually in a separate category, but that is actually a thing. Explosive jump. Big jump and fly and land further. Yeah, that's cool. The envelops and targeted. We're starting to get into some fire silver. Sickly flame. Is it you by hitting the area? This is like an area attack, but fire you choose. If you're choosing, I'm in general, I don't like choosing. Choose a certain thing in a zone. In general, I stay away from that. I think that's a class feature thing. Illusion spell disadvantage on ranged attack. Oh, heat haze. That's interesting. I'm gonna put this as a mirage / we're gonna call it heat haze. Fire damage plus illusion spell that deals fire damage and causes hallucinations. That's crazy. Magma barrier, artillery, metal objects, blacksmithing, summon hellfire, both fire, umbral. Hellfire, that's interesting. I'm gonna put that down. Hellfire, fire plus umbral. That's cool. Fire trap, I got that. Yep, cool. And timeout done. All right, now here's a Shardlon Stride and an Investor of Flame. Let me talk about that for just a second. A Shardlon Stride and Investor of Flame. If you're not familiar, a Shardlon Stride does like a bunch of stuff. They both do like a list of things. A Shardlon Stride, though, I believe, like deals, it's like movement speed, and it has like 3 different fire things going on. Investor of Flame is a fire shield on yourself, a fire buff of some kind that I think increases speed or something like that, and then also Investor of Flame grants you an ability that lets you be able to shoot fire out of your hands, like, right? Fire trail, leaves a fire trail. Yeah, okay, cool. So basically why I don't like those types of spells, and I don't see those being in DC20, is in Dungeons and Dragons you have one action and you can cast one spell. And I know there's some other things you can do, like bonus action whatevers and stuff, but you can only cast one spell. So if you do that in Dungeons and Dragons, if that's the way the game is set up, you need spells like that do very oddly specific things and different specific things, right? Like you in DC20, how this would look in DC20 is you don't need one spell that's like a jack of all trades and like has all these different things. Why on earth do you need that? You don't. In DC20, what that would look like is you would have a spell that you can put a fire shield on yourself. Cool. Do that. You would have another spell you could cast that would be able to give yourself a fly speed, or give yourself a fire trail, or then you would shoot fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason to have an all-in-one thing. There's just no reason for it, right? So you can basically make your own Investor of Flame. You can make your own Ashardlon Stride by casting 2 spells at the same time, or even 3 spells at the same time, right? The Investor spells were inspired by the final Avatar. Exactly. Yep. And you don't need that in DC20 because you're already going to be able to feel like an Avatar, much less the Elementalist class. So yeah, fire healing by cauterization. Yep, I do love the cleansing flames thought there too. So now, flaming flying spaghetti monster. Wow, an image there. Thoughts on corrosive being the damage type associated with earth as an element for elementalists? I don't like it. I don't like earth doesn't corrode. Earth, if you throw a boulder at somebody, it doesn't corrode. You know what I'm saying? That's just my we've talked about this before. Earth is bludgeoning damage. Technically, earth damage is bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, your choice, because you can have an earth pillar like hit somebody. You can have it a spike of earth like a stalagmite like pierce somebody. Absolutely, right? So that you can basically choose, right? And then Perry Terry, why not make an advanced spell of element shaping where you already have an element you are committed to and you can shape it according to your level and mana? Yes, element shaping is... You are starting to tread the waters of the Elementalist class. We want to flesh out the Elementalist class a bit more first before making a spell like what Peter Terry just said, right? So careful on that, but that is on the radar, Peter, for sure. I do like spells. I don't like spells that like, oh, choose a damage type and you can just change it anytime you want. No. I like choosing a spell or choosing a damage type upon learning a spell and being able to do stuff with it, right? Joshua, just the thought about spells that work like divination but only through fiery objects that can't fire or produce a lesser effect on volcano, or in case the villain town set ablaze. Yeah, like a fire. That's very interesting. Fire divination can only see through flames, right? That is a bit specific, and I think that's a good example of a spell that would be in an expansion to DC20, but not the core rules, right? And that's kind of like there's some spells that I've talked about in the Patreon live streams, but like somebody's proposed a spell, I'm like, that's a super cool spell, but I don't think there's room for that in the core rules of DC20. But absolutely yes to expansions further, etc. Right? So yeah. Now let me get caught up in super chats. Let me get caught up on the super chats here. Daybell Z says very late fee. That's right, Daybell Z. Thank you. The bodyguard will check you at the door. And then Liam, Undying Flame, fire that doesn't go out as long as the spell is sustained. Yep, I have that. Cannot be put out. Fire that cannot be put out. Thank you, Liam. We're synced up. Liam, self-destruction, create a massive AoE blast, but your HP drops to 0. Woo, Fire Nova. Yeah. I'm gonna put down an AoE. Fire Nova. Hurt yourself in the explosion for more damage, right? Whoa. Phantom hot air balloon, temp travel via air. Heated hot air balloon travel, that's very interesting. Fire flying. There's already plenty of ways to fly, so I don't know if I want to add that in the core rules, but that does sound like a pretty cool little expansion thing. And then Liam, what's your take on spells that let you transform into an elemental, like becoming a Human Torch or Iceman, maybe a feature of an elementalist? Yeah, that's also an elementalist territory. I'd want to look and check into that first to see that, like turning into that. But I don't think that's too crazy or too far off, because there will be a spell that lets you transform, and the spell that lets you transform will be using an ancestry point type system. So you could use fiery type traits that you choose and then turn into those things, right? So that is possible. And then Wheeler, this is my official request for a goodly amount of chaos/random outcome spells. You know you love them. You know me well enough to know that I do love them. So thank you, Wheeler. $32.17 super gets me every time. Yeah, I do like some random spells. I like some chaos spells. I like wild magic. So there absolutely will be a chaos. Do I see it here? Chaos. Chaos wild magic. Yes, you know it. You know it's gonna be there. It's gonna be a thing for sure. So I appreciate you, Wheeler. We're synced up. Isaiah Chadwick, please take your time, coach. Don't feel bad about it. Your passion shines through in what you're doing and making the game come out so well. Thank you, Isaiah. I have there's plenty of times where I've seen like, oh, it's taking too long. I've seen all those things, and I stayed true. It has not caused me to waver or falter in that regard at all. If anything, I doubled down on it once the Kickstarter did so well. So I can afford to do that now better and not worry about the health of the game as much because of the support from you guys. And it's y'all's support that lets me be able to take my time. Because if I didn't have the support from Patreon, Kickstarter, late backers to backer kit, website, all that stuff, I would not be able to go slow, and I'd be like, okay, we have to, you know what I'm saying? So the more support, the better I can make the game and take the time to do that, right? So that's also part of you guys. That's all thanks to you guys. And then those Tea and Tories, let them cook. There you go. And then Joe M, always cooking, coach. Love to see it. Always cooking. And then Simon, giveaway. It's that time. Giveaway. Say something in the chat. We're doing our live stream giveaway. Saw some mention of fire healing spell that cauterizes wound. Thought it'd be a cool idea. Didn't want to get lost in chat. Oh, I have that down. Cleansing flames. Heals allies, hurts enemies, heals plant lives, possibly revives through fire. I put the word Phoenix down. So heck yeah. And then Liam, heat sight. See enemy heat signatures. Oh yeah. Let me write that down. Heat vision spell. Yes, heat vision. I absolutely do love that. That came up in some other thing. We gave it to a monster, and I was like, that's really cool for, you know. Ignite penguin, of course. Path the most resistance. You and Wheeler would love that one. Wow. You said Wheeler before I could. Wow. Very nice. Ignite penguin. But does it hurt the penguin? Because if it doesn't hurt the penguin and you cast Ignite penguin on a penguin, now it's just a fiery penguin and it's even stronger. So maybe Wheeler wouldn't like that. Who knows? Fireball. Thermal vision. There we go. Cool. So here is the giveaway. Winner. And boom. Who we got? This is a DC20 core rules and the monster starter pack, which I need to talk about that as well. Why is it winner not taking? Burning bush, mundane flames in an area deals 0 damage. Mundane flames in an area deals 0 damage. Wait, do I have the top check? Winner? Do I have who the winner is? Robert McCutcheon. There we go. Who subscribes to this channel? Ding. Heck yeah. Appreciate you, dude. So Robert, go to Discord, message a moderator. They'll get you hooked up, set up, and we'll get you a copy of DC20. And if you're already back to Kickstarter, you get even more stuff. So appreciate you. Heck yeah. And then Niz Grizzly, excited to finally catch a live stream. Usually watch them the next day. Love the concepts. Awesome. Thank you, Niz Grizzly. Niz Grizzly. Love it. It is different. It is different being here and having like seeing the brainstorm happen instead of just like, oh, it's like another video on YouTube, you know? So heck yeah. Thoughts on the volcano acting as artillery? Yeah, that would be my, you have a summon a volcano and you just like, you know, it shoots out stuff, you know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. And then there was something I was going to say about that. There was some sort of announcement it made me think of, but then I've forgotten since then from everybody else saying stuff. Live stream, burning bush, mundane flames in the area, ignite penguin. Nope, I lost it. So next week is going to be the YouTuber video, hopefully, if I can get that figured out. And more to come on spells, and then more to come on that Marshall update that I was teased at the very beginning of the stream. So awesome. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Stay creative. Thanks out of the box. Peace.